It's Bob Sansevere with TwinCities.com web sports producer Kevin Cusick. Where's the tan?
Well, there was a lot of peeling that has taken place since we last.
You were Caribbean. You were.
It was a cruise around Cuba, basically. At points down there, and we got some sun. There was some chill, but the tanning was followed by almost immediate.
What's a chill in the Caribbean, by the way?
The last day it got down in the upper 50s.
Why God?
So it was brisk. Not much sunning on that day.
I locked myself in a room with the heater on.
But the peeling started on the plane.
And none of that where they had to take you all off the ship because there were problems with intestinal issues?
No, but we did see the ship, the Carnival cruise ship Triumph, that had those troubles. They were parked next to us in Cozumel, and that was really exciting. I did a video on it.
You walk with your arm and your nose in your arm. So
I did not notice any sewage sense at that point.
Well, I don't know how we're going to transition to this, but...
Speaking of sewage...
No, not at all. Not this time. Mike Zimmer has spent the week with his staff that's still being assembled at the Senior Bowl. And frankly, nothing has it's been early yet, but I was very impressed with him at his news conference. We had him on 105 The Ticket. He's got a sense of humor. I was impressed there. And he's putting together a pretty good staff. Norv Turner will be his offensive coordinator.
And Norv Turner's kid.
Norv Turner's kid's going to be the quarterback's coach. Scott
and Zimmer's
Turner.
kid.
Zimmer's kid, Adam, will be on presumably the defensive staff. But the one that's interesting is Chris Thomason, Pioneer Press, TwinCities.com, wrote today that, today being Thursday, that Mike Prefer is going to be sticking as the special teams coordinator. It's interesting because of all the Chris Kluwe accusations. And it makes you wonder, the Vikings certainly believe in what Prefer had to say. And that presumably would mean they don't believe in what Kluwe had to say.
Yeah, we're still kind of waiting here for the whole parade of witnesses that were going to corroborate Chris Kluwe's story, which the main issue is Chris Kluwe says that, Prefer said this, but not only he said this, but he was dead serious. Well, as time has passed, it seems like the Vikings may be siding with their special teams coach, and we'll see what happens with their investigation, but it does look like, according to Chris, that he's going to be around again, one of the few holdovers.
Well, and again, we talked to Chris the day it came out on 105, and he said, because I asked him, now, could it be a context issue where, it was taken out of context or the context he meant it in? And his comment was, it doesn't matter what the context was. He said it, and it was offensive to him.
Yeah, but I think most people, when they suggest, you're putting anyone on an island and nuking it until it glows, a lot of times that would be in sarcasm or overstatement categories. And I've just always found it hard to believe that this was said seriously by a sentient human being. That doesn't mean it was a great comment that, he shouldn't get some sort of reprimand if he did say it. But I don't think anyone reasonably would take those comments seriously.
Well, it's going to be interesting to follow and as things come out. But getting back to the original point, Zimmer is putting together staff, and I think it's going to be a pretty good one too, because he is keeping members of the staff. Preferred being one, it appears that he could be keeping the offensive line coach. George Stewart's name has not surfaced. He's a guy that they need to keep, the wide receivers coach, because he's worked with some of the best receivers in the game with other teams. I mean, Jerry Rice, notably Jerry Rice, is not a bad one I've worked with, and he's and Cordero Patterson thinks the world of him, and I think that he is someone that certainly can be will be kept.
Yeah, to me the two keys are, number one, Norv Turner, known famously for being a great assistant coach, offensive coordinator, and a mediocre at best head coach. People still swear by him. Troy Aikman, Hall of Famer, for instance. He could do wonders with this offense, of course, assuming they get a quarterback or whatever. The second key is how often do we see the old Mike Zimmer, the pre-head coach Mike Zimmer, the F-bomb maven Mike Zimmer, made famous in the HBO's Hard Knocks.
I don't think we'll see Jerry Burns' record
broken. It'll be, but there may be moments that.
Let's hope so. From a media standpoint,
he has a different hat on now, so he has to play it straight. But he was by far one of the stars of Hard Knocks this past year with the Bengals.
But again, it's not fair to judge him by that because the guy does have a sense of humor,
sure.
And he. I really liked him in the time that.
Well, I actually judge him higher based on the number of F-bombs. That's why I consider Goodfellas one of the all-time great movies.
As well, then you may want to go out and see that movie that's out that broke all the records. The
American Hustle.
American
American
Hustle.
Hustle. Thank you.
Thank you. But that, by the way, was C.J. Sinner helping us out with that one.
Way to chip in.
And if you want to come around here, you can join us at some point. But it's just unfortunate that we're wrapping up now, or you could. We'll be talking again real soon about the Vikings. Kevin Cusick, Bob Sansevere, CJ on the other side. We'll talk to you later.
See ya. Sayonara.